Hi people, I feel called to share the story quickly. It's a quick live. Some people are going to need to hear this. In your awakening journey, as you go through your different levels, you're going to feel a lot of the time you're here to save you, you're here to help humanity, you're here to do this. It's actually yourself. So you're going to feel responsible for what happens in the world, or responsible for other beings, or things. So this is a lot I've had to go through, especially for me being a seer oracle and being able to see natural disasters before they happen. And then you're like, oh no, because you know what's going to happen. And when it happens, you felt it was a lot of problem. I had a big issue with it. I felt a lot of grieving, a lot of responsibility. It was like, oh my gosh, because so I tried to block my visions. I tried to block, my gift, which is to see. So I'm going to tell you something which I did, and it was so if I get a bit tearful, I need to do, it shows you good. So I need to do more work on it quickly because it's going to be necessary. Many are going to need to hear this, so I'm going to share this with you. We get seen things like me, I'm the seer. I don't ask you why source has chosen to show me this earthquake, that's going to happen. I don't know why. That's what my gift is as being, is to be able to go through different timelines and be able to see these things. That's me. All right. I work with Gaia and the elements. So that's what I've been given, and I didn't ask to see these things. So the one day I'm in my meditation, and I just meditate, and I just go. I don't have a clue. I mean, they can be completely random, off to another galaxy. This day, as a quick story I want to share with you. This day I was, and I'll share the actual video I shared on Facebook about it. It was very sad. I was under the ocean, and I hadn't done enough shadow work. So you think everything's nefarious, or it has a negative, everything's a negative agenda. Well, normally when it comes to governments and military are normally war-orientated anyway, so that is, but it's assumption of mine. All right, so I, for some reason, was under the ocean, and I come up across a submarine. And I'm thinking, exactly, so you're in a deep trance meditation, and I see the submarine, and I'm like, okay, why am I seeing a submarine? And I see this energy, like a frequency coming off the submarine. I see like waves of energy coming off the submarine. And my soul's guiding the whole time. I mean, I don't know why I saw the submarine. I'm thinking, why am I seeing it? So immediately when I saw these waves, I thought the submarine was using, energy weapons. And I thought, oh my gosh, when they're up to no good, they're going to cause a problem under the ocean, with something. I thought they were using energy weapons. This is just a thought, this is me. So I see these waves, and I was guided in my meditation, my soul guided me to send calm. So I was focusing on the people in the submarine, and I was sending calm to the people. So hopefully, thinking I'm going to avert some nasty thing. I'm sending calm to them, calm, and I'm sending to the submarine itself, calm, calm, calm. And I didn't know why I saw this. 3 or 4 days later on the news, this was very upsetting to me. Sorry. Still is. I need to there we are. I need to release it. Good. So I'm doing this for you and for myself, because we're going to need it. Please release. I'm going to do this release, and you're going to need to. 3 to 4 days later, on the news, I saw a submarine had disappeared, and I was thinking, oh my God, that's what it was. The submarine had disappeared, and they were worried about the people on the submarine. They're running out of oxygen because they've been missing for so long, and this is what I saw. So this is the energy coming off, was them panic, was them, and I was sending calm to the souls, calming them, because they were dying. I didn't realize this, they were dying, they were trapped under there, and they knew they were in trouble. So now I understood why I was under the ocean seeing a submarine and sending calm to it. So I'm feeling now, this is me, it's not my responsibility, I don't know why, I felt guilty. Because I thought, oh my gosh, if I'd known, instead of just assumed that they were up to no good, I would have done something. But I mean, what could I have done? I sent calm already, right? So I immediately told my daughter, and I was very upset about it. I said, they're looking for the submarine, they can't find it. So I immediately sat down on my couch and get myself, you need to calm if you want to be able to, connect with source. You need to be able to, not in a negative or fear, that because you're on a lower. So I calmed, breathed, and I remote viewed where the submarine was. I asked where the submarine was, and I saw, because they were trying to find it. So I thought, okay, I'll remote view the submarine and tell them. And I've got some friends that are not in the military, in the Navy, and I'll tell them, and they'll pass it on. Because, you can imagine just phoning up, the military and saying, by the way, your submarine's there, yeah, lady, right, bye, some nut job. So I know a lot of people, you see things, they're not necessarily going to believe me, they don't know you as a known psychic, or, that, so they just, most people would just ignore you, right? Many people were, so I was like, oh shit. So I went down and I remote viewed and I saw the submarine was on the Java Straits, and I could see from I'm trying to like gauge where the submarine is, right? So I can tell people. Now, I don't know where the Java Strait is. I'm just getting the Java Strait. And I could see like a land, not too far. I could see land in the distance coming up. So I could see the land was there and the ocean. And I was okay, it's on the Java Strait near this island. I could see land, So I passed it on to my friends to say, look, just let people know whatever. The submarine on the Java Strait. I made a video on Facebook. And I felt so bad. But I didn't tell people. So I didn't want to, because I felt, but I didn't want to say anything bad out there until afterwards. So what happened was I dropped in and I connected with the people on the submarine. And when I found the submarine under there, and I could feel, there was a lack, I could feel, when you feel like you can't breathe? And so I knew the people were suffocating or had suffocated. I knew it. It was the most horrendous thing. So I'm like, the submarine's like right very deep down. I saw it was at the bottom. It was very dark. It was very low down. It was on the Java Strait, and I could feel the panic, and they couldn't breathe. They were struggling to breathe. So I felt so terrible. So I told people, my first thing was to get this out, and then I was upset, and then I went and did it. And then I went in again, and I tapped in, and I made a second video to tell people about this because I was upset. I felt responsible. You see, it's not your responsibility. It is not yours. And this happens to me, like Florida, hurricane. I warned people, this is going to come. Don't laugh it off, please. And I'm not responsible for those that saw it on the news that didn't leave their homes. And that's why I made a video. I'm not responsible for anybody that thought, oh, it's another hurricane, whatever, I'm going to film it. They'd lose their lives. I know that. But it's taken me quite a bit. I've got to work on this. For things I've seen many things, right? So I tapped into the people on the submarine, and I asked. So I knew when they were struggling. Has any of you left your body? And there were souls. Yes, they'd left their body. So I knew that not all of them actually at the time, but they had left their bodies. I was communicating with. I could see them with beings that said I knew these Navy, submariners. Actually, I had friends in the submariners. Had left their body, and I spoke to them, and what I did was guide them back to the light. So I consoled them basically, telling them, because what you do when you die, because I've been through it, you don't normally leave straight away. So they had left their body, but they were watching the submarine. They were watching to see if people would find the submarine and find their bodies. So a lot of them were just, had left the body and were just watching the submarine, basically, you kind of come to terms, okay, I'm not dead, I'm now, what's going on here, and you're looking at, you kind of just more, curious of what's happened, actually. So I spoke to them, and I told them they would like help to get back to the light. They want to go home, and that, yes, I understand they're going to, they want to send their family. They wanted to see people to find their submarine, first of all, and probably retrieve their bodies for their family, I don't know. But a few of them, I spoke to them, and they did, and they asked for help. So I calmed them, and I spoke to them, and I said, look for the light, find the light. Inside themselves, expand the light, you know what I mean? So, but some of you know, it was in Indonesia, and it's a Muslim country. But it doesn't matter, when you leave your body, you haven't got this religion on, you don't have that issue. You realize, you're dead, and someone's talking to you, fine. So it was being able to talk to them and to tell them, okay, fine. There we are. And to say it's okay, it's going to be good, don't worry about it, and yes, they watch their family, but now, then just leave, just let it, just go now, don't stay with it. Don't hang around, on earth, just go home, let go. So yeah, but it was very upsetting for me, because you understand, I'm telling you this for a reason. So when things happen on the planet, and disasters like you see going on now even, and possibly to come, all right, you are not responsible. As light workers, a lot of us are doing our bit to help humanity, trying to raise humanity, trying to, but we know, maybe better. But understand, that soul that leaves their body, they're not suffering. There is no suffering. When you leave your body, you're like in the family, you're all crying and upset, and you're like, hey, I'm here, I'm fine, it's all good, don't worry about me. We must, because we've been trained to view death as a loss. They're not gone, there's no loss. For them, they're happy as a pig in shit, let me tell you. You're bloody happy. You're just more like watching everybody else, and now this is cool, or whatever. It depends on your state of consciousness, you see. Okay, so anything that happens on the planet and we lose a lot of people, it's not your responsibility. And this is a big thing I had to work through, because when this Ian hurricane started building up, I saw it and I was like, oh my God, because I saw what, I don't always tell everybody everything I'm seeing, in great detail. I don't like to tell everybody everything I'm seeing. So I knew it was going to be a bad storm. That's why I made a video and I told people, I said, hello, just don't laugh it off. Leave your homes, you know what I mean? Anyway, there we are. So then I felt really, for about a day or two, I felt really, I battled with it, and I felt upset, and I felt as though I could do something. I took on that as though it was my fault, I could stop it, and it's not, because every soul has like me, divine guidance, knows to leave. If they want to stay and ignore their warning and try and be, Mr. Tough Guy, and I'm going to video this or whatever, that's a choice. But we also know everything happens for the higher and greater good. So souls that leave their body, say on a big disaster happens, say a big thing happens on the earth, right, and we lose many people, and like we've had these things, the collective, it sends a collective wave of collective trauma. Don't buy into that. Try and rather send out the opposite. I'm going to be doing lots of those. I'm going to be doing lives on my TikTok to do this coming up times now, the next month or so. I'm going to be doing lives, and we're going to be focusing on balance and sending out calm, because whatever energy you hold, it helps the collective. That energy of yours, calm, love, peace, you are sending it into the collective, and that really helps. But by joining them in sorrow and, oh my gosh, and destruction, please then just detach from it. Don't watch it. You don't need to see pictures of gory and destruction. You absolutely don't, because you are going to trigger yourself. Step back, because then you are adding more and you're just adding more density to the planet and aggravating the problem, actually. All right, so this, some people will need to hear. It's not your responsibility. All right. It isn't your responsibility. And someone told me that, Honor, you can't save the world. I've had to hear that lately from other people as well, and they know me. So, Honor, you can't save the world, and you cannot save everybody. And I know that. I'm glad. I feel relieved. I know I can't save everybody. I'm not here to save everybody. You know what I mean? I know, and also their souls knew it. They chose certain paths and journeys like me. When I left my body, I knew exactly. It was like, wow, that was awesome. I mean, I knew that everything I'd lived was perfect, and it was for a reason. It was like, wow, I regretted nothing, and believe me, some of the shit that I went through, you wouldn't wish it on anybody. You'd be like, no, that wasn't it. Oh my gosh. But when you see why, it was like cool. It was so cool. All right. So I took on, I'm very glad I made this video, because it shows you I haven't cleared that. I need to clear that. So I'm not easily affected and triggered by other things that will happen on the planet. Okay. So I battled with the fact of these visions, and I tried to block them, and I did for a while. I said to them, I don't want to see anymore, because every year I was getting a lot of visions come down in one meditation, and I was shown all the earthquakes and volcanoes that were going to go off. I mean, they were right. This is going to earthquake there and an earthquake here, and that was going to happen. And every year I'm telling people, right, I've got this, and it's like, and then I would sit there and thinking, do I want to tell people? Because if I tell them, I'm adding, they're going to focus on it. And so I was caught in a very turmoil, and then I didn't want to meditate because I was worried now. So I started resisting, trying to control my meditation, so I'd only see things that were nice, you see. So it caused me a lot of, because I was like, no, I tried to block it. So I just wouldn't sit there and let them show me anything. I would just go. I tried to stop it because I didn't, I was like, no, I want to see that, because why? Because then it happens, and then you think, oh my gosh, because trust me, I accept it as a gift. I don't see it as a negative. It's how you define things. So you can see it as bad. So like me, I can see, oh, this is going to happen. Oh, that's going to be shit. I know you're going to see mass. I see it ahead, mass suffering, mass loss, mass, and you're like, no. Oh, you're like dreading when it happens, because when it happens, it's going to be really bad. So, it's going to, so it's like, so of course, nobody wants to know, something bad's going to happen. But if it is, it is. It's just what it is. And I know everything has a divine purpose. So I've had to surrender to that myself, okay? And it took me a lot of things, even with that Hurricane Ian thing, warning America, and that video I made. It was actually my birthday that happened. It's actually after my birthday in the evening. It was quiet, and I just thought I'm going to come on and do a nice little meditation, and we'll do some healing. I didn't know I was going to see another, natural thing. And then I saw this hurricane, which turned out to be Hurricane Ian, and that's when I made, I saved my video to YouTube, and I warned people on TikTok. And it took me should I say anything, shouldn't I? Because I know if you say things, people think, oh, look, there's another one predicting some doom, and I'm not at all want to do that, you know what I mean? So I'm like, well, why are you showing me? I've been through my own, don't worry. Should I say, shouldn't I say? Because I understand their different timelines. Don't focus on the negative timeline, you know what I mean? But then I know source has given me. So some of these things, if they're meant to happen, and I think if I share it, I can help people prepare, move, avoid, whatever, you see. I've just got to accept there is a reason why I'm given them. And there we are. Yes, I know long ahead of time. Yeah. I don't even feel them. I see them long before. I'm actually in it. It's weird because it's like I'm in the water and I can feel the whole thing shaking, and I see it all, and I'm like, oh, bloody hell, so I know, I go through it. It's weird. I see the island going, I see everything. Feel it. I know. I'm very connected to, this is probably why. My visions and my things are of these things. But it had a burden on me. And my other avatars in many parallel lives, wow, I've had it, Interesting, I've actually got an interesting tie in there. But never mind, that wasn't about that. This was about people maybe that wanted to hear, like me, need to know, you are not responsible. It is not a loss. Okay? It's not a loss if anybody leaves their body. They have just left this, you can't see them. So if they are, the best is not to get into that energy, because it's just a way of thinking, oh my gosh, and sad and grief. Instead of tapping in and saying, hey, thank you. Because they chose that. You see, for a greater good, and they were aware of what was going to happen. Their soul, on the higher level, they're absolutely aware of what was going to happen and how they were going to end. That you do know. All right. So say thank you for your sacrifice, or thank you for it's collective. There's a reason why. That brings unity. There's another purpose of these things. When the planet is so fractured and so much fighting and so much this division. Guess what a big disaster does? It brings unity. You see, this is source. This is the divine. This is how the divine works. Unity, love. It seeks unity. It seeks harmony. That's the divine. That's the divine aspect of you. So you've got to understand when these things happen, guess what? The result of them is unity. Look at Ian. Look at Hurricane Ian. Look at the country unifying, the people unifying. Not, oh, he's a Republican, he's a Democrat, he's a this and he's a that, and he's a all this nastiness and fighting. What do they do? Unity. You see, everything has a divine purpose. So this morning was the first time I thanked Source for my gift, which I've had, and many of my avatars have many gifts. And I don't see it as a thing, and I'm not going to try and control it anymore and block it and deny it, and because I did that. I'm now, thank you for the gift of seeing and clarity and and I will see. If I'm guided to share, I'm guided to share. You see, yeah, it brings unity on a higher level. And much is needed in America, unity. It's very divided, if you notice, because of the politics and nonsense and lower energies, a lot of purging and clearing. So this is from a higher perspective, you understand? You do not understand till you leave your body, like those submarine men. A few of them, though, I must say, I spoke to a few of their souls. I saw their souls. And then I was fine. I needed to do that. but it looks like I haven't released that. Good thing. I need to release that grief I took on. It wasn't mine. There, so there we are. It's come up. Sources, you see, divine. Source showed me by doing this. It shows me, oops, you need to release that. I need to release that hurt and that sadness, because I felt as though I took on that and it wasn't mine to take on. See, I just happened to be there and to send calm to them while they were dying. Shame. Anyway, there we are. That's my soul. Interesting. Does interesting things. So I try. Okay. It isn't mine. And even with Gaia and the storms, if we stay in a higher energy, we are connected. We're able to use that energy. It doesn't help. I cannot help anybody if I drop into the fear and to the suffering. I cannot help. I have no power. Because the power is only in the now moment when you're completely aligned. And then I can help calm the earth, calm the magnetic plates, or calm, you know what I mean? I work with the elements. They can help soothe things. But if I'm upset and things, I can't do anything. I have no power because I don't have alignment. I've dropped into a darker, denser frequency and vibration and energy, you see. So please, don't do what I did. Okay. Don't tap into it. Don't take it on. And don't, oh my gosh, because you're going to tap into the collective suffering. That's all you do in a timeline. Sorry? Yes, I saw Hurricane Ian on the 26th of August. I did a live here in the evening and uploaded it to, I was on live doing a meditation, not expecting to do that. I was going to do another healing, sending love. But I had one or two of them already. A few days before, the week before, I saw another hurricane that's going to come to America. And then I saw all the fires, which one of my other parallel lives showed me, warned me of what's coming. But I have been doing other ones, just for people, helping this thing. And then I saw, and I warned people. I warned them, go on my YouTube page. I warned people, 26th of August. There's a video on which I uploaded, a short one, to YouTube, a warning to America. Go and have a look, you'll see it's there posted. About a big storm that was going to come, and they mustn't laugh it off when they see it on the TV. They must take it seriously. I do these things. But because I stopped blocking them, I just and that's how they snuck back in, you see, because I'd been blocking them for a while, because after the last one I saw in 2021, I saw a lot of stuff going to happen on the planet, and I was like, oh no, please, I don't want to see any more of it. So I asked them not to stop showing me, you see. There we are. Because they were like, oh shit, and you're hoping it's a different timeline. That was me. I was like, okay, well, let's see. Because some we worked with, and we averted, we call other beings in, we can minimize, we shift timelines, but there's a certain amount, we've agreed to experience as a collective, and that can't be changed, you see. But like that, do not have to take on, like I did, took on that, oh my gosh, that suffering, that response. It's not your responsibility. So I'm going to sit in my meditation and release that, which I didn't realize I hadn't released the suffering of those Navy guys that drowned in that submarine, or suffocated actually. Oh. Well, it was yeah. But anyway, see, you could help. I could help talk them through it. See, this is the power we have if we stay centered. So please. And I'm going to be doing videos on here. Hi. I'll be doing some videos on here to kind of keep this. We're going to send out calm and peace, and because there's a lot of energy coming into the planet, lots of it. I'm feeling supercharged, highly charged energy. There's a lot of activity now in the Earth's lava, which you call her veins. There's a lot of activity in the Earth, in the magnetic fields, in the lava flow, in the tectonic plates. Wow, I saw two big ones pulling apart, widely apart. So we will see effects of it with that kind of movement going on. And I saw this big movement there. As above, so below. Remember, as within, so without. We're doing huge clearing at the moment and huge cleansing on the planet shift. That energy is the same with Gaia. All right. There we are. Okay. You're welcome. We all had to do things. I love my elements. I love Gaia. So I sometimes wake up in the morning and I thank the wind. And I love, one of my parallel realities is a young shaman, the American Indian, going back, like we're talking about the beginning of the planet, loves to run with the wind. You become one of the wind. Oh, it's amazing. And you're like, oh, and the water from, one of my one is a being, water being from Sirius. You see, another planet. I have much, so many, and all kind, and I'm very attached to Earth, to Gaia, the plants, this or whatever. There we are. Many. All right, people, we all have our own gifts, and that's what the thing is. Find yours. But I try to block mine, and many lifetimes, well, many other, if you want to call past lives, they're actually all going on now. But say for this game, my life wasn't easy because of my abilities and gifts, and sometimes my life was ended because of my abilities and gifts. You see, other beings wanting what you have as well. Yeah, I had one. Yeah, on Sirius. Yes. Oh, I love the whales. Man, I'm connected to the ocean big time. Yeah, I've been lots of there, plenty there. So there we are. We've all got our abilities and our gifts, different ones. Okay. So now I'm not going to try and block mine anymore. I don't encourage it. I must relax about that. I need to let that go. I see I haven't let that loss of those soldiers go, or those sailors go. All right. Yeah, because I forgot. I took on that energy, of course, naturally. I just forget I haven't released it. Because at the time I was so upset when I realized why I'd seen it, and I thought, oh my gosh. But you see, I wouldn't have told anyone at the time, and they wouldn't have believed me. But I'd said 3 or 4 days earlier on, there's a submarine at the bottom of the ocean, and there's something going on. People would have said, yeah, right, Weka, why are you phoning us? We know we got submarines down there. You know what I mean? Nothing had happened yet, you see. Yeah, they just got lost, or they probably just lost their power then. So how many people you phone the military and tell them, by the way, guys, your submarine's down there, I don't know what it's doing, but no one would have listened to me. You see, I don't know. It was me I was there to soothe the people leaving the body and help them transition. That's why I was there. See. All right. Anyway. All right, lovely people. Have a lovely time. Bye.